Chris Ayres needs no introduction. He is a man that has basically done it all. He's done theatre acting, he's done dubbing, he's done various sorts of mediums, and he's acted, he's directed, he's done, script writing, etc, etc, etc. This man needs no introduction, and of course we know him as the definitive English dub voice of Frieza. Now I am talking about Chris Ayres today because he done something really incredible today, and that is record his Frieza lines for the Dragon Ball Super Broly trailer, as we saw, Frieza actually talk, and that was Chris Ayres. I thought it was Damon Mills, to be fair, the first time I really heard it, it was Damon Mills. That's who I thought it was, but no, apparently it was Chris Ayres. And as you know, I'm here to talk about today the voice of Frieza and whether or not Chris Ayres will appear in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, because even though he did voice Frieza in the trailer, it's not 100% clear whether whether he'll be in the movie or not. So, as you guys will probably know, I should say, Chris Ayres has been battling c.o.p.d for a few months now, and that is fucking devastating. I mean, that's a heartbreaking illness, c.o.p.d. So, yeah, like, it's fucking, like, devastating. So, like, I could not imagine how he was feeling at the time, and probably, still is feeling. And this illness, prohibited him from voicing or dubbing in anything from, a long time. And even now, to a certain extent, he's still doing, like, limited, dubbing roles with this Frieza performance, for instance, in the trailer. And for the Dragon Ball Super Resurrection F arc, instead of Chris Ayres doing the voice of Frieza in a couple of episodes, it was Damon Mills, who is a great actor in his own right, but still having Ayres do Frieza, is obviously ideal, because he's the definitive voice of Frieza. He came around in Dragon Ball Z Kai. He wasn't the first English dub Frieza. There was obviously Pauline Newstone, and then there was Linda Young, and then Chris Ayres, but he is the definitive, he is the best English dub Frieza, and, it would just be ideal if Ayres did Frieza, but it didn't happen that way because of his illness. So in the Dragon Ball Super Resurrection F arc, it was voiced by Damon Mills. Frieza was voiced by Mills, and, there was a ton of speculation whether or not Ayres would return in Dragon Ball Super Broly, and we're still not sure, as I said before. The good news, obviously, is that Ayres is feeling a lot better. I don't know the man personally, but, it seems that he's developing, well, and he's, more healthy than he was, a few months ago, which is fucking great to hear. Like, I would hate to, hear that he, got worse, but no, he seems to be doing okay, all things considered. So the good news is that Ayres reprised his role as Frieza in the Dragon Ball Super Broly trailer, as we said before, but he only had a couple of lines. But he smashed it out of the park. Like, I legit don't know how he would have done it, because voicing a character in a trailer versus an entire feature film are two different things, and that's where the discussion leads in. Will he voice Frieza in the Dragon Ball Super Broly film? I'm not too sure. And as Ayres recorded the Broly trailer with 15% lung capacity. Now, Ayres is a genius, because I have no idea how you would do that. Just the sheer determination and willpower. Like, he's an incredible talent, and especially since he has this illness, and he was just using 15% lung capacity. That is incredible. So major props to Chris Ayres, and I honestly hope Ayres does come back to do Frieza in this movie and in the Tournament of Power, obviously, which is in the Dragon Ball Super television show, but it's still not 100% clear. I would love him to do it though, and I do wish him the best of luck with staying healthy and just beating this fucking illness, this tragic, terrible illness, once and for all. I do feel for you, man, and I honestly hope that you are on the right road to recovery. And, you know, even if you don't voice, now I'm speaking to him like, you know, he's actually in the room with me. But anyway, like, even if you don't record the feature film, I just want you to get better, man. Like, when it comes to like dubbing and all of that, I care about the actor first. Like, okay, like, it would be cool if Frieza was voiced by Chris Ayres in the movie, but if you know, basically what I'm saying is, like, Chris Ayres' health obviously comes first before a fictional character. You kind of know what I'm getting at here. Obviously, you know, this is common sense, but it has to be reiterated that Chris Ayres, if he's not feeling up to it, he's not feeling up to it. So yeah, I do hope he does get better. Like, honestly, 100%. And yeah, no, it's actual fucking tragic. What happened to him. You know, he seems like a very jolly, nice guy, you know, very friendly, funny, charismatic person, and, you know, just, you know, the worst person to get it, you know, it's just absolutely devastating. He seems like an absolute just cheery guy, so it just sucks, but I'm glad he's on the road to recovery. He's getting better. And, you know, as for the Dragon Ball Super movie, it's fucking impressive that he voice acted for that trailer. 15% lung capacity. That is incredible to me. And I know I keep on stating the same points over and over, but it's just fucking... I'm flabbergasted. You know, he just done an impressive job. And he didn't phone it in as well. He did not phone it in. It sounded really fucking good. He sounded really good up there in the trailer. Like, he was on par with Sean Schemmel and, like, everyone with 15% lung capacity. Like, I cannot stress that enough. So I do hope he's getting better. I love Chris Ayres to death, man. I really do. And I love his brother, Greg Ayres. I just love both of the Ayreses. I hope that's how you plural Ayres. But anyway, yeah, I do love them to death, and I do respect them considerably as voice actors and as people in general, because they do seem like fucking really good fellows. You know, Chris in particular, because, you know, he's the focal discussion point. You know, he does seem like a jolly guy, and it just sucks what happened to him. You know, if he doesn't voice Frieza in this new movie, you know, 100%, and they have to get Damon in, like, I don't know. But I do hope he gets well first, you know. Chris's health is, you know, that's it. That's the most important thing, first and foremost. And also, one quick note, I will be linking all of Chris Ayres' links in the description, so I urge you to go follow him on Twitter and do all of that kind of stuff. You know, follow him on Facebook, give him a like there, and all of that jazz. So, yeah.